There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books. My success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.
Social boundaries, look at all these broken families, nobody is speaking freely.
Welcome to Birmingham City University. You are with Dua Mutif and Ankh GKTV, the UK's #1 conscious platform. All throughout this here broadcast, we've been explaining to you about OBU, and you've been sitting down there at home listening to us, listening to this and thinking, what's OBU? Well, we've got some of the founders of OBU here to tell us exactly that, what it is all about. Fantastic, amazing event which you will all see for yourselves. So the first person I'm going to talk to is the young lady on my right. How you doing, Kush?
Greetings, I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for, wanting to showcase our event. We're honoured 100%.
And you've all been really lovely down here. Could you let the listeners know exactly what, or the viewers I should say, listeners as well, what your whole presentation entail? But before you do that, could you please give us a breakdown or some history of OBU?
Okay, sure. Well, OBU stands for the Organisation of Black Unity, and we are an independent organisation whose constitution is based solely on Malcolm X's Organisation of African American Unity. This is one of the legacies that one of the last legacies he had before he died, and it's quite an unknown legacy. But here at OBU, we're trying to revive his message, revive his purpose by executing the message that he did. Now, the two basic principles of OBU is gathering a network of black people, which means that every black person in this country should be connected somehow, through our movement, preferably. And the idea is that we all pay into an account so we can be self-sufficient, so that we can organize events like today and not have to ask permission from the government. We can talk about issues that pertain to us. We can use language that pertains to us and language that we understand. If we were funded by the government, for example, a lot of the topics that we touched on today, it's unlikely would have been able to do that in such a direct fashion, because would have to succumb to funding applications. They would have probably wanted to see our itinerary. They probably wanted to see who was going to be presenting and all those things. We don't have time for that. So the idea of the OBU is, like I said, to remain independent, to make the community accountable to and responsible for itself.
I must say you would have fulfilled your goal, because you had, let's see, Birmingham in the house, we got London in the house, we got Nottingham in the house, we got Manchester in the house. So when we're talking about connecting up the UK, this is what this event has managed to do, and that is one of the reasons why I got Kush came, because we want to be able to connect the UK as well visually with what we do. You got some of your team members here with you as well? Yeah? Yes,
this is the chair, Kayindi Andrews, and this is Nicole Andrews, our treasurer.
So this is Kayindi and Nicole, Would it be fair to say it's not a sibling team, is it a husband and wife team?
Yeah, husband and wife.
I love seeing husband and wife teams. And how did you feel the event went?
I
think it went really well. I think whenever you plan events in the community, you always feel nervous. Are people going to come? Are they going to receive the message? Are they going to be positive? Are we going to feel the vibration to want to do more after the event? And I think after today, feel almost on a high to be able to have such in-depth conversation with people on the same wavelength, to talk to young people who are thirsty for knowledge, who are hungry to be a part of the movement for liberation for African people. So I think it's been a great success.
I want to congratulate you on an excellent venue, because normally this would be held in the community centre in the area, etc., and people are like, no, it's going to the community centre. It's like that kind of thing, you know what I mean? But you could see people coming and say, oh, posh, we in the university. No, it looked like it's a proper thing, and the response from the young people was excellent, and it really is about them. So What is the way forward?
I think part of choosing this venue, apart from the fact that Condi works here, so we got it for free. But
That helps.
Let's be honest.
but what you're saying is true, because of unfortunately the way our community is. A lot of our own buildings, our own community centres, maybe are in need of a bit more loving, but we haven't got the funds to be able to do that in our community. So I think we get a bit disillusioned, or we just get a bit used to having second best sometimes. But we need to, as a community, to aspire and say that, you know what, why can't we have a building like this in our community that belongs to our community? Why can't our independent schools look like this? Why can't our young people aspire to come to study in a place like this and tear it up? They come in here and say, well, actually, the knowledge you teach me isn't really knowledge for me, so I'm going to come in here and change it up. So it's important to bring our young people and our elders to spaces like this to show that it's not exclusive. We don't have to be barred from places like this.
And I should shout out to BCU, Birmingham City University. When I thought of the idea, I went to Malcolm X Youth Conference, and I went to the people at work and said, can you give it for free? I thought they were going to go, nah, Malcolm X. But you know what? They were fine with it. And I think that's one of the things we've got to do, is we've got to just push the agenda. Because a lot of the time we're afraid we're not going to come to university and ask, or we don't think people are going to come to the university. Just ask, just put it on, because you'll be surprised, you know?
Big up Birmingham City University. I heard you're the most diverse. You're more diverse than the other lot. That's what they told me.
a lot more diverse than the other lot.
Okay then.
Way of putting it.
So, what's the way forward?
The way forward is, like I said, OBU were very action-based, and the way forward now is just to promote and coordinate more events like this aimed at the youth. In any instance, every month OBU have a commitment to the community. So every month we have an event for the community anyway. So we're going to continue with that anyway, and then we're going to focus more on getting the youth involved. We're thinking about doing something in the month of Messiah, or known as August to most people. So we have a lot of plans in the future.
You should say the next thing from this, directly out of this, we're doing the Malcolm X Study Circle. So we're trying to get young people, older people, anybody come along. They'll be in a community venue in Birmingham, and we'll just sit down, go through his speeches, and really get behind Malcolm, because Malcolm X is one of the most important figures of the 20th century, and one of the most misunderstood figures of the 20th century. So there's a lot in Malcolm X and a lot in that practical program that he puts out that we're trying to explain to people and educate people. Because it starts with education, and people saying, well, what do we do, where do we go? The answer's there. We just got to tell people what the answer is, and then get people to get it.
Because of how he's been portrayed by the mainstream media, when often anyone hears about Malcolm X, they often think radical or revolutionary, or especially the way Islam is denigrated today, and that also has a fundamental, if you like, put-off effect on our people as well. Because I was having that debate on social media the other day when people were talking about black people, we didn't do Islam, etc., etc. When I said, well, actually, the original Arabs were black, and Islam in its pristine purity meant peace, and we are known as the peaceful people, and I tied it into the Bible for them. Blessed are the peacemakers. You may get us to talk one day. One of your things. But anyway, I'm doing the presenting thing.
To that as well, Malcolm was very instrumental in saying that. But at the time he made the Make It Plain speech, it was a ballot or the bullet speech, and he was like, his Islam is his religious philosophy, but as far as his political, his social, his financial, his everything is of nationhood. So religion should have nothing to do with this. And like he rightly says, police aren't attacking us because we're Muslim or we're Christian. The institutions that we work in are not discriminating us against us because we're Christian or we're Muslim or we say Rastafari. It's because we're black. So the religious aspect of it is kind of insignificant. Let's talk about the things that we can agree on, rather than spending time, energy, and all this on things that are not so important right now. There's more pertinent issues, I think, that we can be dealing with.
Well said, my sis. But I just want to say one thing, and correct one thing. It is known, one of the key, I don't know if you heard of Dr. Neely Fuller. Dr. Neely Fuller's got a great formula called Rel Cell Web. And in that formula, Rel Cell Web, religion is key. And often to my Pan-African brothers and sisters, I say, we've got to do the political thing, we've got to do the fundraising thing, we've got to do the school building thing. But none of it doesn't work properly unless you put the religious framework also in place as well. So we have to, whether we be doing Islam, whether we doing Christianity, whether we be doing Judaism, whether we doing Rastafari, whether we be doing the original atonism. You need to find out what atonism is, because that is where everything comes from ancient Egypt. Atonism, find out about that. but it needs to be put in place, because if you look at how the Hindus function, if you look at how the Jews function, they function and make sure that their religion is in place. Look, let me put it to you like this. David Beckham don't make no money move unless he talks to the rabbi. The same rabbi LeBron James talks to. You heard it here on Got Kush TV. But first and foremost, I want to congratulate you all on a fantastic event. Yeah, thank you all so much. I hope to speak. You've inspired me. Love the way that you had the balance of not just the young people like Respect Fire Bingi and my homeboy, a program with on a Saturday, Shakara, all right, but love the way you also had Doc Martin as well involved, so we got that balance of the youth and the old people, and it's definitely about the young people, yeah, because some of you old people, yeah, you've given up the fight in this game, you know what I'm saying to you, so we're going to need our youth to help to protect us, especially when we start drawing our pensions, right? Right, thank you all so much. Right, we'll leave it there, yeah, right. And could you just big up Got Kush TV for us, yeah? The UK's #1 conscious platform, yeah? In fact, I'm going to get out of the shot, I'm going to give you lot the platform. Come.
Yeah, OBU's like to support Got Kush TV. We need a media platform. That's one thing you got to do is you got to control the message. So the more power to you and more power, thank you for that.
Got Kush. OBU representing, always supporting.
Got Kush.
The #1 platform. Thank you all so much. It was a great event. Wait till you see it. Remember, I told you we were doing an event. Ankh and the GKTV crew, the #1 conscious platform. Big up the organisation of Black Unity. This is what we're bringing around the country, baby. Peace.
There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books. My success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.
Social boundaries, look at all these broken families. Nobody is speaking free.
For having us.
Thank you for, wanted to showcase our event. We're honoured 100%.
And you've all been really lovely down here. Could you let the listeners know exactly what, or the viewers I should say, listeners as well, what your whole presentation entail, but before... Welcome to Burnham City University. You are with Dua Mutif and Ankh, GKTV, the UK's #1 conscious platform. All throughout this here broadcast, we've been explaining to you about OBU, and you've been sitting down there at home, listening to us, listening to this, and thinking, what's OBU? Well, we've got some of the founders of OBU here to tell us exactly that, what it is all about. Fantastic, amazing event which you will all see for yourselves. So the first person I'm going to talk to is the young lady on my right. How you doing, Kush?
Greetings, I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you.